It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets. And it's coming up next.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So now here are the Broncos to take over on offense, led out by their rookie quarterback, drafted 12th overall, Bo Nix out of Oregon.
And he really established himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the country a season ago. 45 touchdown passes and only 3 interceptions. A dynamic athlete, processes a lot of information in a short amount of time, and puts his team in a great position to win on each and every down. You don't break the NCAA record for highest completion percentage without having all those attributes, and I think that he'll translate very well in Denver.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Nix. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there for Denver, and even 40 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. To throw, here's Nix. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now a 2nd and 2. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Nix to the air. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I'll give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a 1st down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has. And if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right.
Touchdown! Marvin Mims. An 7-yard touchdown. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Those are the drives that prove a lot. You got a rookie quarterback, Charles. You're on the road, takes him down, throws the touchdown pass.
And in a game like this, with, as you described, a rookie quarterback, the team usually says, okay, we got to take care of this guy. We got to protect him. But when he goes out and plays like this on the first drive on the road, he doesn't have to say, I'm here to be your leader. They just need to follow him.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here come the Jets to take over. Led at quarterback by a man back to full health in season number 20 now, and his second one in New York, and that's Aaron Rodgers.
And I can't help but chuckle as we look at last year's stats for Aaron Rodgers. 0 for 1, no touchdowns, no interceptions. I can't believe that we're looking at a stat line like that, but remember, he only played 4 plays. The Jets know that will not be a stat line for this year, and they can't wait to see the old numbers replace the ones you're seeing there.
They'll find Williams on the slant.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Rodgers to throw. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's Rodgers. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Now Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on 4th. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work, and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
On play action, here's Nix. It's caught on the right side. Williams. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Third and 5. Nix from the shotgun. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And the Jets will take over.
Now a play fake. Rodgers.
That's caught left side. Ruckert with it.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. Got a man. It's the rookie out of the 3rd round. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tap it.
And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Rodgers going to throw. It's complete to Williams. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Still going. He may go. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Mike Williams, 71 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from evening this one up. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
To throw is Nix. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And Williams is going to pick up a Broncos first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now it's Nix. Got his man. It's Dulcich. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
From the 43, here's second and 5. Throwing Nix. And that's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw again. Screen play set up for Williams. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Short throw caught by Dulcich. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Next to throw again. Same connection. Dulcich once again.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Off the play fake. Nix.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Chuck Clark.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. These two teams all tied after 1. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation.
Here's Nix.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 34.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. And they give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Williams again. And Williams is in for a Bronco touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told.
And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
There's Mike Williams now as his guys head back out to go on offense. He's up near 100 yards now here in the 2nd quarter, but his team's down.
Through no fault of his own. I mean, what a nice game he's having so far. They've got to keep finding ways to get him the football. Don't get away from that. Figure out where things are going wrong with the rest of the team.
He'll be hoping to hit that 100-yard mark on this drive.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now Hall to start the drive.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2 yards to go, second down. They'll go again with Hall. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
The Jets on third down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now Rodgers. That one taken in by Corley. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, he's tightly wound, tightly constructed like a bowling ball when he catches the football. A huge weapon in the screen game, and lives by the name Yak King. Yards after catch reminded me of Golden Tate when he came into the league.
Now it's Rodgers. Taken in left side, it's Wilson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
To throw is Rodgers. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Next to the air. On the slant, completes to Sutton. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the counter, here's Williams. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Williams, and he's going to have a Broncos first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
To throw, here's Nix.
Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 14 yards that time for number 14.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. The tackle by Quincy Williams.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Williams will take it in. Touchdown, Denver.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Here's Rodgers to throw.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
2nd and 7.
Rodgers now to throw.
He finds Wilson.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Here's Rodgers.
Going right back to Wilson. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. To throw, it's Rodgers. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Rodgers again now. That is caught and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now Rodgers. That is caught by Williams. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Jets have cut it back within a score. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Zerline good with a PAT, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Denver's offense now set to go. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone, because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
To throw is Nix. Finding Sutton on the out route, who makes the catch.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now it's Nix. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing Nix. Slant pass. He's got Reynolds.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's got Dulcich going across the formation.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
They've looked his way quite a bit, and in my estimation, as well they should.
Well, that's now 5 catches in this first half alone.
And he picks up another first down. He's been an important part of their offense here early.
Nick's looking to throw again.
And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
It was former Tar Heel Javonte Williams with a solid first half. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Oh, good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Jets offense and Aaron Rodgers getting set for their next drive. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Ball again on second down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
From the gun, it's Rodgers.
Throwing quickly to Wilson.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Rodgers going to throw. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Jets are back within a score.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Broncos offense and veteran receiver Cortland Sutton getting set for their next drive. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
45 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Again, it's Williams. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3rd and 4. Here's Nix.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
The Jets offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now? And I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing is Rodgers.
Ruckert hauling it in on the out route.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hall on a give up the middle. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And check down complete to Hall.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
And that is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New York. That's taken on the 25.
So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They run it again with Williams. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Nix to the air.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here.
And he's got some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
77 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. To throw. Here's Nix. Cortland Sutton.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That time a 6-play drive.
And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a 1st down.
Give to Hall running right.
And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now Rodgers.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And this offense on third down today, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Taking in left side, it's Wilson.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Here's a give to Hall. Down to about the 37.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Rodgers now to throw. It's Williams on the catch. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And again, it's Rodgers. Finding Williams once more, complete. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Here's Rodgers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
A handoff for Hall.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now it's Rodgers.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So on now is Greg Zuerlein in a pressure situation. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Broncos offense and Javonte Williams head out for this next drive. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? Might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Now a give up the middle to Williams.
And he is going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper.
The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. And the kick is good, so you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
So it's a win here for the Broncos, and it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.